like my hands could make it stay, cupping all the could-have-beens and keeping grief at bay. There are names I still reach for in the middle of the night, and a version of myself I've been defending like she's right. But a river doesn't answer to the storms that try to hold it. It just finds another way and keeps on moving to the sea. Let the river run, let it take what it was meant to take. Let the river run. Some things only heal when you release the weight. Let the river run through the places you've been holding close. Let the river run and trust that you'll be standing on the other side of all you've let go. I forgave my father standing in his garden after he was gone, talking to the roses like he'd somehow hear me in the roots. Took me 20 years to get there, but I got there on my own. And the woman who walked home that day walked lighter in her boots. There's a grief that turns to stone if you refuse to let it move, and a life that's waiting quietly behind the things you can't undo. Let the river run, let it take what it was meant to take. Let the river run. Some things only heal when you release the weight. Let the river run through the places you've been holding close. Let the river run and trust that you'll be standing on the other side of all you've let go. I'm not saying it goes easy, I'm not saying it don't hurt. I'm just saying there's a morning on the other side of this, where the ground is soft and ready, and you're finally ready to. And the only thing that got you there was learning how to let it move. Let the river run, let it take what it was meant to take. Let the river run. Some things only heal when you release the weight. Let the river run through every sorrow, every shame, every name. Let the river run and find yourself still standing, whole and clean and free again. Let it go, let it run, let yourself begin again. Planted marigolds the spring you left for college on the coast. Needed something living I could tend to, something close. Spent the morning on my knees with dirt beneath my nails, talking to the seedlings like they needed all my tales. By summer they were taller than I thought that they would grow. By fall I understood that you can water, you can love, but there are things you simply have to let go. There are things that need the open sky more than they need you below. The garden doesn't grieve the flower when it opens and it leaves. just keeps its roots in order, keeps its faith in sun and rain, and turns its face toward whatever season's coming down the lane. Let the garden grow. Give it all you've got, then let it go. Let the garden grow. Some things bloom more beautifully when they're not held so close. You did the work, the watering, the waiting, the long years on your knees. Now step back from the fence line. Let the light in. Let the garden grow. Let it grow. Let it grow. There's a climbing rose that took 3 years before it found the wall. I nearly pulled it twice, thought it had given up for good, but it was just going deeper, sending roots down into places I couldn't see and didn't think I could. Remind you of someone I laughed out loud alone beside the fence one afternoon. The metaphor's so obvious, it must have been the garden's joke. Every stubborn growing thing has its own particular timing. You learn to trust the process, or you spend your whole life trying to make it smoke. The garden doesn't rush the tomatoes, doesn't shame the late bloom rose, doesn't mourn the autumn's ending, knowing spring is what comes after cold. Just keeps the faith in seasons, just keeps tending what it knows. Let the garden grow. Give it all you've got, then let it go. Let the garden grow. Some things bloom more beautifully when they're not held so close. You did the work, the watering, the waiting, the long years on your knees. Now step back from the fence line. Let the light in. Let the garden grow. Let it grow. Let it grow. Let it grow. I used to think that love was holding on with everything you had. Now I think that love is knowing when you're holding is the thing that keeps the light from getting in. My children on our gardens, I was given to control. They are wild and native things that grew through me toward their own sun. And the greatest act of tending was the season that I learned to put the watering can down, turn around and tend to my own garden. Tend to what wants growing in this ground that's mine alone. The herbs I never planted, the corner left untouched, the part of me I let go fallow while I gave my best to everyone but her. She's been waiting like a seed beneath the cold, patient, knowing spring always comes if you don't give up before the fall. Let the garden grow. All of it, the wild intended parts. Let the garden grow. Both the one outside and the one inside your heart. You did the work, the watering, the waiting, the beautiful hard years. Now step back from the fence line. Trust the roots you lay. Let the garden grow. Let yourself grow. Let it all just grow. Late October, I cut the last of the marigolds, brought them in and put them in the window where they'd catch the light. Stood there looking at this garden, going golden into fall, and thought, God, what a privilege to have tended something this alive. What a privilege to know when to step back and let it all be always gonna be.
Caught my hands in the kitchen light this morning by the sink. The way they held the coffee cup, I stopped and had to think. These knuckles and these river lines, the skin that's starting to show. I've seen these hands before somewhere, a long, long time ago. She kneaded bread on Sunday mornings, humming to herself. I never thought I'd be her, now I'm nothing else. Hands like my mother's, telling every year I've lived, every meal I've made, every child I've held, everything I've given. Hands like my I trace each line like a map she left to guide me. She never called herself a hero, never asked to be seen, just showed up every single day for everyone between. I watched her hands and never thought to say how much they meant. Now mine are doing all the things that hers were heaven sent. There's a strength in what these hands have carried without praise, a quiet kind of legacy that lasts beyond our days. Like my mother's, telling every year I've lived, every meal I've made, every child I've held, everything I've given. Hands like my mother's, and I used to think that scared me. Now I trace each line like a map she left to guide me. She's been gone to call her name when something breaks or blooms, or when the grandkids misbehaving. Every time I look down at these hands that look like hers, I feel her in the room again, like love that never leaves. Hands like my mother's, telling every year I've lived, every meal I've made, every child I've held, everything I've given. Hands like my mother's, and I'm not scared anymore. These hands are how she stays, and how I carry her forward. Same hands, different woman, same love. I bought a smaller turkey, and I stood there in the aisle. The woman next to me had grandkids, I just smiled. Pulled out my old recipe card, written in my mother's hand. Butter, sage, and rosemary, the things you understand. I set the table for 2 people, knowing one might cancel late. Folded the good napkins, put the candles on the plate, put Joni Mitchell on the record player, poured myself some wine, and stood back looking at this table, wondering whose life I'm living, wondering if it's mine. I called my daughter in the morning, she was laughing, she was fine. Said she'd call me after dinner, I said, honey, that's just fine. And I meant it, and I didn't both at the same time. First Thanksgiving alone, the table smaller than it's ever been. First Thanksgiving alone, learning what this holiday means when the noise is gone. It's not nothing, God, it's not nothing, it's just different than before. First Thanksgiving alone, turns out gratitude goes deeper when it costs you something more. My neighbor knocked at 2 o'clock with cornbread and a pie. Said I made too much and thought of you, I nearly lost my mind. We sat together on the porch, wrapped up against the cold. 2 women past the middle of their stories, trading what they hold. She lost her husband 3 years back, her kids are far away. She said the second one gets easier, the first you just get through okay. We laughed about the cranberry sauce, and then we cried a little too. Strange how grief and gratitude can live so comfortably right next to you. I called my son at 4 o'clock, he sounded happy, tired, full. He said, Mom, I love you, talk soon. I said, baby, that's enough. And I meant it, every syllable, every single word of it. First Thanksgiving alone, the table smaller than it's ever been. First Thanksgiving alone, learning what this holiday means when the noise is gone. It's not nothing, God, it's not nothing, it's just different than before. Turns out gratitude goes deeper when it costs you something more. I thought about my mother's hands rolling out the pie crust on the counter in the cold. How she made it look so effortless, how I never stopped to ask her what she carried in that bowl. Every woman who has stood here in this kitchen in this quiet, for the ones who didn't make it home in time. We are all the same long story, just a different year, a different Thursday. And the love we pour into these ordinary things is the most extraordinary thing I've ever known in my whole life. Turned out to be the one where I learned the difference between lonely and just quiet, and grateful and alive. I washed the dishes slow that night, let the candles burn down low, put my mother's recipe card back in the drawer where good things go. Sat down in the stillness with my wine and the last of the light, and thought,
this life, even on the nights it asks the most of me. Especially then, especially then. Especially then.
The tomatoes came in late, but they came in red and full. The neighbors' kids are running through the sprinkler in the heat. I've got nowhere I need to be before the sun goes down. And for the first time in a long time, it feels like a gift to me. I used to rush through everything like time was running out. Now I sit inside the middle of it just to feel it out. One more summer, barefoot on the porch at 8, watching the fireflies come out while the daylight slowly fades. One more summer, Lord, I don't take it lightly. Every warm and ordinary day feels like it was made for me. I called my oldest daughter just to hear her laugh a while. We talked about her garden and the way her baby smiles. Small things, just small things, but they filled me up so much. I hung up and sat quietly and felt the world enough. There's a gratitude that comes to you when you've seen enough hard days. It turns the simple moments into something close to grace. One more summer, barefoot on the porch at 8, watching the fireflies come out while the daylight slowly fades. One more summer, Lord, I don't take it lightly. Every warm and ordinary day feels like it was made for me. I've buried people who would give anything to feel this heat, to taste a homegrown tomato or to hear their children speak. So I will not waste one evening, not one golden afternoon. I will sit inside this summer like it's all there is to do. One more summer, barefoot on the porch at 8, watching the fireflies come out while the daylight slowly fades. One more summer, and I mean it when I say I would not trade one ordinary moment of this day. One more summer, and I am enough. I found an old journal in the drawer beside my bed. Pages from a woman full of things she'd never said. Dreams she'd folded neatly, tucked beneath the everyday. Plans she kept on meaning to get back to someday. I recognized her handwriting, but barely knew her face. She wanted to paint watercolors. She wanted her own space. She wanted mornings slow enough to watch the light move on the wall. I think she gave herself away so beautifully. She forgot to save anything at all. But here I am at 50-something, standing in the open door. Not who I was before the giving, but not quite sure yet who I'm for. I'm growing into me, like a late blooming thing that finally found its ground. I'm growing into me, in the quiet, in the questions, in the turning around. I gave so much away for all the right and beautiful reasons. Now the woman in the mirror has a different kind of shine. I'm growing into me, and for the first time in forever, she looks just like mine. I signed up for a painting class on a rainy Wednesday afternoon. Sat beside a woman 63 who said she'd waited too soon. We laughed about the way we both apologized for taking up the space. Then we painted terrible landscapes with the biggest smiles on our face. I bought myself fresh flowers at the market, not for any room, just because the yellow ones reminded me that I was someone who loves bloom. I started taking longer walks and letting my mind wander wide, getting reacquainted with the woman who's been living just inside. I'm not starting over, no, this isn't who I used to be. This is something altogether newer, something only time could grow in me. I'm growing into me, like a late blooming thing that finally found its ground. I'm growing into me, in the quiet, in the questions, in the turning around. I gave so much away for all the right and beautiful reasons. Now the woman in the mirror has a different kind of shine. I'm growing into me, and for the first time in forever, she looks just like mine. Was the closing of a door. Now I'm standing in the threshold, and I've never wanted more. Not more things, not more noise, just more of my own truth. More of the wild, unhurried grace that I mistook for something I had lost in youth. My children made me larger than I ever thought I'd be, and now they've gone and given me the greatest gift, the time to finally see that the woman I was becoming, all those years behind the giving, is here. She's real, she's breathing, and she's finally free. I'm growing into me, slow and sure and softer than before. I'm growing into me, not less of who I was, just so much more. The years didn't diminish me, they shaped me into something true. I'm growing into me, and honestly, she's someone I
was a woman who knew her time would come. And here it is, here I am, growing. We found each other in a college dorm in 1983. You knocked on my door to borrow sugar and never really left. We've lived in different cities, raised our kids on different coasts, but every Friday morning there's a text that says I'm here. We've held each other through the losses that don't have a name, the kind that don't make sense to anyone who wasn't there the same. 40 years of Fridays, 40 years of you picking up the phone, 40 years of knowing that I never really do this alone. 40 years of Fridays, coffee cups and honest talk, the one who knows You sat with me the night my marriage fell apart at the seam. You didn't try to fix it, didn't tell me what to feel. You just poured the wine and let me talk until the talking stopped. And in the morning made me eggs and said, now let's get real. There's a love that doesn't ask for anything but showing up, and you have shown up every single time without a second thought. 40 years of Fridays, 40 years of you picking up the phone, 40 years of knowing that I never really do this alone. 40 years of Fridays, coffee cups and honest talk, the one who knows the whole damn story, every stumble, every walk. 40 years of Fridays, and I'd give 40 more. When they talk about the love that shape a life, they always mean the romantic kind, the ones that burn and break. But you're the constant, you're the thread that holds the whole thing straight. Friday I would cancel everything else to keep. 40 years of Fridays, 40 years of you picking up the phone, 40 years of knowing that I never really do this alone. 40 years of Fridays, coffee cups and honest talk, the one who knows the whole damn story, every stumble, every walk. 40 years of Fridays, God, I hope we get 40 more. Same time next Friday, always. There's a town off the 33 that nobody bothers to name, just a gas station, a diner, and a water tower with rust. I grew up on the street behind the old Ohio Mission, where
where the orange groves went on forever in the August dust. I left at 17 with everything I owned in one bag. Never looked back, or so I told myself for 30 years. Dusty road, California, still running through my blood like the Santa Ana wind. Dusty road, California, you can leave a place completely and still carry it within. Every golden hill, every dry creek bed, every summer smell of sage and dirt and heat. Dusty road, California, you're the ground beneath my feet. I drove back through last April just to see if it was real. The mission's still there standing, and the diner's still the same. An older woman smiled at me from someone's front porch rocker, and I wondered if she knew my mother once by name. Some places hold you even when you swore you'd moved along. The roots go deeper than the leaving. That's the California song. Dusty road, California, still running through my blood like the Santa Ana wind. Dusty road, California, you can leave a place completely and still carry it within. Every golden hill, every dry creek bed, every summer smell of sage and dirt and heat. Dusty road, California, you're the ground beneath my feet. I used to think that home was something you could drive away from, pack it up and leave it in the rear view, getting small. But standing in that orange grove with the afternoon light falling, I understood that summer home never left at all. Dusty road, California, still running through my blood like the Santa Ana wind. Dusty road, California, you can leave a place completely and still carry it within. Every golden hill, every dry creek bed, every summer smell of sage and dirt and heat. Dusty road, California, you were always home to me. The dust never really washes off, and I stopped trying. Caught my hands in the kitchen light this morning by the sink. The way they held the coffee cup, I stopped and had to think. These knuckles and these river lines, this skin that's starting to show. I've seen these hands before somewhere a long, long time ago. She kneaded bread on Sunday mornings, humming to herself. I never thought I'd be her, now I'm nothing else. Hands like my mother's, telling every year I've lived, every meal I've made, every child I've held, everything I've given. Hands like my mother's, and I used to think that scared me. Now I trace each line like a map she left to guide me. She never called herself a hero, never asked to be seen, just showed up every single day for everyone between. I watched her hands and never thought to say how much they meant. Now mine are doing all the things that hers were heaven sent. There's a strength in what these hands have carried without praise, a quiet kind of legacy that lasts beyond our days. Hands like my mother's, telling every year I've lived, every meal I've made, every child I've held, everything I've given. Hands like my mother's, and I used to think that scared me. Now I trace each line like a map she left to guide me. She's been gone 11 years, and still I reach to call her name when something breaks or blooms, or when the grandkids misbehave. And every time I look down at these hands that look like hers, I feel her in the room again, like love that never leaves. Hands like my mother's, telling every year I've lived, every meal I've made, every child I've held, everything I've given. Hands like my mother's, and I'm not scared anymore. These hands are how she stays, and how I carry her forward. Same hands, different woman, same love, same love. My mother sang to me before I knew what singing was. A voice above a crib, a hand, a warmth, a hum, because that's what women in our line have always known to do. Pass the love along in melody from me to you. I sang to mine before they knew the words or held the tune, rocking in the dark beside a nightlight and the moon. Songs my mother taught me mixed with ones I made up whole. 40 years of lullabies written on the inside of my soul. I didn't know that I was making something bigger than a bedtime song. I didn't know that I was building everything they'd carry all life long. In the dark prayer. I was leaving them a piece of me they'll hum without knowing why or where. 40 years of lullabies, sun in kitchens, rocking chairs and cars. 40 years of lullabies under ordinary rooftops, under stars, every soft word in the darkness, every hand upon a head. 40 years of lullabies, and I would sing them all again, every single one until the very end. I think about the nights I sang when I was bone tired through, when the melody was muscle memory and love was all I knew. When I didn't feel like music, when I felt like I might break, I sang a little softer, then I sang for both our sakes. There were lullabies for fevers and for first days and for fear, for the night before the big move and the night a friend wasn't here. I had a song for every darkness, not because I was so strong, just because a mother finds a way to carry love along. I didn't know that I was making memories they'd reach for without knowing why. I didn't know that I was giving them a voice to hum when they need to get by. In the dark, in the quiet of their own hard nights ahead, they'll hear something soft and familiar and not quite know whose voice they're hearing in their head. 40 years of lullabies, sung in kitchens, rocking chairs and cars. 40 years of lullabies under ordinary rooftops, under stars, every soft word in the darkness, every hand upon a head. 40 years of lullabies, and I would sing them all again, every single one until the very end. My mother sang to my mother, my mother sang to me, and sang to my children, and someday, God willing, they'll sing to theirs in the dark, in the sweet particular dark of loving someone new and small, and not knowing yet the size of what they're doing. And maybe they'll hear something in their own voice, something older than themselves, something passed down through the women and the men who loved before them, a melody that doesn't have a name, but always feels like home, always feels like you are safe, you are loved, you are not alone in this beautiful and temporary and extraordinary, ordinary life. 40 years of lullabies, I didn't know how fast they'd go. 40 years of lullaby, the most important work I'll ever know, not the loudest, not the grandest, just a voice beside a bed. 40
mother must have known. It rises up from somewhere deeper in my memory. Some songs don't belong to you. They pass right through you on their way to someone not yet born, who'll need them in the dark. Who'll need them in the dark. The mirror used to be a place I'd pass without a second look. Now I stop and take a moment just to see what time has took. There's a softness in my jawline and a silver in my hair, and something in my eyes that wasn't always quite there. I spent so many years trying to hold back what was coming. Now I'm standing at the door, and I'm finally letting it in. Graceful, not the way I planned, but graceful still. Every line of road I travel, every year a thing I feel. Graceful, not invisible, not done. Just a woman in her fullness, walking slower toward the sun. My daughter touched my face last week and said I looked like art. I laughed it off, but later let it settle in my heart. Because the women I have always found most beautiful to see were the ones who wore their living without apology. There's a freedom on the other side of caring what they think. I'm just arriving at that shore and stepping to the brink. Graceful, not the way I planned, but graceful still. Every line of road I travel, every year thing I feel. Graceful, not invisible, not done. Just a woman in her fullness, walking slower toward the sun. I watched my mother fight it, watched her grieve each passing year, spend her energy on battles that were never hers to win. I won't do that. I won't arrive at the end of this still scared. I wanna go out worn and luminous and glad for where I've been. Graceful, not the way I planned, but graceful still. Every line of road I traveled, every year a thing I filled. Graceful, not invisible, not done. Just a woman in her fullness, shining slowly toward the sun. This is what becoming looks like. And it's enough. You're not sure you wanted it. Used to be the alarm went off
Somebody needed breakfast, somebody needed luck. Shin guards in the hallway, permission slips to sign. Saturday was chaos, and I thought I'd lost my mind. Now the coffee's hot and no one's called my name by 8. The whole long day is open like a door without a gate. I stood there in my bathrobe till the morning turned to noon, trying to remember who I was before this house had rooms to fill. I made a list of things I always swore I'd do when I finally had the time. Funny how the time showed up and left me standing in the quiet, trying to find the life I set aside. Saturday without you, longer than I thought. Saturday without you, full of everything I've got. No carpool, no permission slips, no one needing me by name. Just me and all this daylight, learning how to be okay. Saturday without you, I'm still learning how it goes. Saturday without you, more beautiful than I could know. I drove out to the farmer's market just to have somewhere to be. Bought 2 bunches of fresh flowers, 'cause they looked like something free. Talked to a woman selling jam about her grandkids and her knee. Laughed out loud at nothing in particular. Driving home to me, I put those flowers in a pitcher on the table by the door. Stood back and thought I haven't done something just for me in years before. Strange how a Saturday can feel like learning a new name. The woman in the window, she's familiar, but she's changed. I made a life of being needed, now the need is stepped aside. And here I am with open hours, finding out that empty is another word for wide. Saturday without you, longer than I thought. Saturday without you, full of everything I've got. No carpool, no permission slips, no one needing me by name. Just me and all this daylight, learning how to be okay. Saturday without you, I'm still learning how it goes. Saturday without you, more beautiful than I could know. I called my oldest friend and we just talked for 2 straight hours about everything and nothing. Lord, we laughed until we cried. She said, girl, this is your season, don't you waste it looking backward. There's a whole life waiting on the other side. And I thought about the woman that was before the diapers, before the school plays and the heartbreaks and the years. Maybe she's not lost, maybe she's been resting, waiting patient in the quiet for me to finally appear. Saturday without you, tender, wide and strange. Saturday without you, nothing lost, just rearranged. I lit a candle just because the light was beautiful to see. Poured a not enough. Late afternoon, the light went gold across the floor. I think I'll go for a walk now. No particular reason, just because I can. Just because I can. Just because the door is mine. Just because it's Saturday and I'm finally home in myself. The ceiling fan is turning and the tea is getting cold. The dog is in the shade patch that he's claimed since he was old. There's a cardinal in the oak tree and he's got nothing to say, and neither do I, and that's the whole point of today. I used to fill the silence like it was something to be fixed. Now I know the silence is the gift. This is my porch song. No verses about heartbreak, no chorus about pain. Just the sound of Sunday settling like dust after the rain. This is my porch song, a hymn to doing nothing and doing nothing well. The kind of peace that took a lifetime just to let myself feel. My neighbor waves from across the street and I wave back slow. We don't need words, we've known each other 20 years or so. The afternoon is golden and it's going nowhere fast. And for once in my life, I'm glad that nothing's gonna last. There's a luxury in stillness that the busy never find. The porch has been here waiting. I just finally showed up on time. This is my porch song. No verses about heartbreak, no chorus about pain. Just the sound of Sunday settling like dust after the rain. This is my porch song, a hymn to doing nothing and doing nothing well. The kind of peace that took a lifetime just to let myself feel. I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to be anything more than a woman on a porch in the late afternoon, with nowhere to be and nothing to prove, and everything I love within reach of this view. This is my porch song. No verses about heartbreak, no chorus about pain. Just the sound of Sunday settling like dust after the rain. This is my porch song, and I mean every word. The most important song I've ever written is the one nobody heard. Still here, still rocking, taught you how to tie your shoes, and then I taught you how to run. I read you every road sign on the highway to the sun. I packed your bag with snacks and maps and everything you'd need. Lord, I didn't know that I was planting my own leaving like a seed. I told you the world was wide and worth the reaching. I told you don't be small, don't you dare stay small. And every word I meant, God knows I meant it. I just didn't know I'd be the one who'd watch you walk beyond the wall. I did everything right, that's what makes it hurt so deep. You flew because I taught you, now the sky's yours, mine to keep. I raised to leave it, every bedtime story led to this. I raised to leave it, every I love you, every goodnight kiss. I gave you roots and wings, I know that's what they say, but nobody warns you what it cost when the wings are what they used to fly away. Your graduation picture sits beside the kitchen window light. You're squinting in the sun and smiling, God, you never look so right. I clapped so hard my hands turned red, I held the tears till home. It's a strange and stunning thing to build a life that leaves your own. I think about my mother now in ways I never could have known. How she stood there at the airport with that look I didn't understand. Now I wear it like a coat I didn't choose but wouldn't trade. I finally know what she was holding, everything in empty hands. I did everything right, even when it cost me sleep. You became who I raised you to be. That's the harvest I get to keep. I raised to leave it, every soccer game and scraped up me. I raised to leave it, every hard conversation, every plea. I gave you roots and wings, I know that's what they say, but nobody warns you what it cost when the wings are what they used to fly away. But here's what I know now, standing in the quiet. Here's what the empty houses had to teach. The leaving is the proof that something beautiful was made here. Believing means you got to everything I couldn't reach. I am not the story, I am just the beginning. I am the first chapter in a book you'll write alone. And if you ever need to find the place where you were treasured, you know every door I own will always be your home. I raised to leave it, and I'd raise one all over again. I raised to leave it, my greatest loss, my proudest win. I gave you roots and wings and everything I had. Some love is only measured by how beautifully and bravely it walks away. Go on now, I'll be here when the road bends back. There's a light on in the window and a hook for your old back. I raised you for the world, not just for me. The hardest thing I've ever loved was setting something